Hello, today we are stepping back in the early 1900s with Mafia, the old country, the new prequel in the Mafia franchise. This time we're in Sicily with a gritty, story-driven experience. This game dropped August 8th, 2025. It's on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC for $50. That's a budget title. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. America, $50 titles. Love that shit. I don't know why I said that.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Trump.
Let's go back to Mafia. Let's go back to Mafia.
Burgers.
Let's go back to Sicily, you know? Burgers. Yeah. Pizza. That's all we get. So this game is set in the early 1900s Sicily. Mafia Old Country tells the story of Enzo Favara, a young underling striving to rise within the notorious Torrisi crime family, in a gritty cinematic narrative prequel to the original Mafia games. So we've been playing this game. It is, we're running through it. Beautiful game.
Oh, gorgeous.
I just want to open up with that.
Fucking gorgeous.
Beautiful game. I was like, wasn't sure what to expect from 2K games. You know, Hangar 13 is a developer of this game. Last game they brought out was Mafia 3. Highly well regarded, I feel like.
Mafia 3 is phenomenal. If you want to play like a good GTA sim or whatever, that open world thing, Mafia 3 has it all. Great story, great gunplay, amazing cars, great missions, just building your empire. I fucking truly love that game. I think I played it like 3 different times. And plus the choices you make in that game affects like the outcome towards the end. And the DLC is phenomenal. It's a great game.
That's awesome, yeah. And I came off, last Mafia I played was Mafia 2. So I was coming off of that, which there's some interesting similarities here. It's weird going from like a largely city-based game where you're like all in the city all the time to like lots of like sprawling open like you know, you're just out in the country basically, you know. That's been really interesting. But yeah, I mean, they open the game up at the very beginning. You are miners who are down their luck. You know, you're just working the job.
You're doing not miners down on your luck. You're slaves, basically.
Well, you're slaves, yeah.
You're slaves.
Basically down your luck. You know, you got stuck in this life. You know, that's pretty.
This life you're trying
that's a
rough,
rough situation being. You know,
in the salt mines.
Yeah, working them salt mines. You know, and you eventually make your way out and meet the Torrisi family, and that kind of enters you into the world of crime.
I feel like you're missing a whole bunch of little key points.
I mean, tell me. Fill it in.
Okay. What's the bad guy family? What are their names?
Yeah, the sand something or another.
Yeah, so you're in the salt mines, you're basically a slave, and you're trying to earn money into just basically
I don't want to give too much of the story. You know, I was like trying to like let them enjoy the prologue, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're trying to leave this group, this family that has control over you. When you finally do escape, you actually run into the Don's area because they have the area separated out. We own this side, you guys own that side, and the Don's like, "Oh, I'm keeping this guy. He's lost in my area. He's mine now."
Yeah,
because he's just showing his big dick. You know, you don't come in my area thinking you're going to do some shit. Yeah, and that's how you become involved with the Don and stuff like that, and working towards the family.
Yeah.
So,
and you got to prove yourself, and you prove yourself well.
Yeah,
and you're badass. You know, you're Enzo, you know what I mean?
I keep on wanting to say Ezio
every
time I fucking hear it.
Well, so the way I think of this is like, so one of my favorite cars ever designed of all time is the Enzo Ferrari. Oh. So that's how I think of it. It's like Enzo Ferrari. So yeah, that's the way I remember.
Ferrari's an Italian car too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Enzo.
They are indeed. But yeah, so this game is a beautiful game, like absolutely gorgeous graphics. The second you exit the salt mines for the first time, I was like, damn.
Right?
PlayStation 5, like core PlayStation 5 is looking good. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is like, I mean, it's not Death Stranding, but it's like getting towards Death Stranding quality, you know, of like level of graphics. And, you know, the beginning part of the game, like the first 2 or 3 hours is pretty slow. I feel like it's like, it's a kind of like a wrap up of this whole entire concept. Where I'm feeling about this game right now is that I like it, but I don't love it.
I think mostly it's just like, it's a game, like you said, you like it, but it doesn't have the hooks drove into you where you're like, I got to play this like all day, every day. I got to play it the next day. I got to play it. I got to play it. I got to play it.
Well, it's weird when you say that, because like I was listening to somebody on a podcast and they were saying this exact same thing. They're like, I don't like love my experience with this, but I do want to come back and play it.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about it right now and I want to play it.
I want to play it,
and
right?
it's weird because it's like I don't like this. I think it's the story. I mean, the story is really interesting, and like Hangar 13 is always like I know Mafia 3 was a really good story. Everybody touted that as like a fantastic story. 2 was awesome. I've heard 1 is really good. So it's like they're really good at story and they're really good at building these characters. Like they have some interesting characters. Like Don Torrisi is a freaking baller. He's such a cool sounding character. Luca is, I think you mentioned you like Luca.
Luca's my favorite one, yeah.
Luca's such a good like right hand person to Don and stuff like that. And then you got the contrast with the guy's name starts with C. Cesare? No, is it that?
I think that's right.
Yeah, whatever his name is, but he's like the little he's like the rebel of the group basically.
He's the Don's nephew.
Yeah, and I love his contrast to like the others who are so like business focused and very like respectful and all that. And he's just like, nah, go find some women, go break the rules here, go do that. Like let's steal this car, you know?
He's like one of the little rich boys. He's just inherit everything, so he's just kind of like. You know, and that's what makes this game great. It's not just the protagonist that is like a phenomenal actor and like portraying this character very well. It's the supporting characters that really help push and motivate the storyline to this game. And you just feel like you're in this world because of the acting. The guy that plays Don, like as soon as he steps on screen, you're just like, wow. Yeah. I really think like. In my own opinion, I think this should have been like a TV show. I would fucking eat this shit up. I mean, it's great.
It would honestly make for a really good show. Like having it set in this era of time and just like I have a friend right now who's traveling in Italy for a wedding, and she was posting pictures on Instagram, and I messaged her. I was like, "This looks just like a game I'm playing right now." Like, it's like, I mean, they captured it because like the place that they were at was like super beautiful and just like. It had the same exact architecture, but not like blown out like this thing here. And but like it was like the nice, beautiful Italian vista architecture, and I was just like, damn, that looks cool. They really nailed that really well. And like the fact that the thing that was really interesting about this game is everything that we're reading about it when it first came out is that it was a linear story experience, and it largely is a linear story experience, but it's more open than I anticipated it to be, and the fact that like you're in an open world, but you just are kind of locked down to like you go from point A to point B, and there's not much else to do outside of that if you go off the beaten path other than just like see more of the world. Yeah. But apparently they are working on an update called Free Ride that'll come out later that's going to add more stuff to the world to give you more things to do as you explore.
Whenever you're like within a mission, you're doing a mission, you can't really explore that because you'll be in an open area, but you can't go outside that open area because they'll tell you have to stay in this area. But once you complete the mission, once I hit the like 5-hour mark in this game, it got to a point where you had to drive to another mission that was like super far away, and that gave you a chance to kind of like free roam, explore, and that's where you find like the hidden things on the map that you can pick up, collectibles, stuff like that. So there is a free roam, but it's nothing. There's no meat with it. There's no meat and potatoes with it. It's just like beautiful scenery. You can't really talk to the community in there, or you just pick up a collectible. Make sure you clear out that one area for collectibles. Right. So that's where I think they kind of like missed the mark with this game. Is that I really truly think Mafia could have done a Red Dead Redemption 2 thing with this and had the world feel. I mean, it feels full. Yeah. But there's no interaction, and I kind of wish they had more of that with this. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's that, and then, I mean, I think the world being a little bit more full would be nice just to, because they did such a good job building this world that feels so right that it's like, it seems like it's kind of like a missed opportunity to take advantage of this beautiful place you just made. 100%. It's like you have these backdrops that are incredible, and it's like, I mean, for example, I was watching some videos of Battlefield 6, and like somebody like cheated the game and like moved out on the Siege of Cairo map, or not Siege of Cairo, one of the maps that they had, and they were like, there's a whole sprawling city in the distance that they like modeled that because you're in the city streets, you never see that. But it's just like kind of insane to think about like how much stuff like time is put into games that you don't fully get to experience the way you want to because of like the guardrails that are put into the game. But I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it's really cool looking environments and stuff like that. Tons of little nuanced details as you're like looking at the rocks, and like you can see every little indention and every little rock, and like the shadows and the way that they hit and everything like that. I mean, it's taking advantage of the like Unreal Engine really, really well. And then like, you know, even this scene, like the little lighting that's kind of shining inside, it looks so good. The thing that bothers me about this game that I think is making me like it but not love it is the just the gameplay. The combat is very rough around the edges, I would say, and not really like just not fun. Because like there's a lot of stealthing in this game. We have to sneak around. The stealth doesn't bother me. It's stealth. It's fine. You have your traditional, like you have a cover system, which is nice. You can hide behind walls. You can go up to bad guys and you can like grab them and like, you know, choke them out and knock them out. And you also have the opportunity to like hide the bodies so they don't get discovered. So there's a lot of that those mechanics in there that makes for a good stealth game. But like when it comes to like just combat, like they have these boss battles with the knife fights.
I like the knife fight battles.
Dude, I hate the knife fights, man.
So the biggest change in this game is like with the boss battles, like Brett is saying, you do knife fights. You learn how to do it and stuff like that. You can counter, and it's just like it's almost like Ghost of Tsushima, where you're like you're doing a duel of some sort. And that's basically how this game is playing with it. And I really enjoy the knife battles, and I enjoy the knife itself. Because along with the knife, what you can do, you have to use it to pick locks and stuff like that, to find hidden collectibles and stuff. But whenever you do that, you have like 3 charges to it, depending on which knife it is. And once you run out of charges, you have to use a whetstone to sharpen back up so you can pick more locks. You can also use the knife in stealth as well. You can come up behind someone, and instead of trying to choke them out, if they're like a bigger guy, because if they're a bigger guy, it takes longer to like choke them out before they break free. You can stab them, but that'll take away a slot from your little knife, so you can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
you
your durability.
Durability. You still can use the knife in combat and all that jazz. But with the actual like boss battles, you know, the dueling situation, I enjoy it because I think it's pretty cinematic and it's fun.
Yeah, and
I think is super simple to understand. So I don't know why you don't like them. I guess that's what I'm leaning.
Okay, so here's why I don't like it. I'm just bad at it. All right, I'm real bad at it. And like coming off of Clair Obscur, where like I mean, obviously it's turn based, so it's a little bit different. But how like perfectly designed the parry and dodge system was in that game, and that the way it presented it, and like the way I could see the visual cues and stuff like that. I'm struggling in this game, and it's probably just like a reflex thing for me, but like I'm struggling to find the right timing when to do a parry, like especially a parry. Like a dodge I can kind of get. I mean, they have that little indicator that pops up to like avoid the strike. I need to like, you know, dodge out of it. But like trying to get that, like every time I'm fighting, it's like they take down half of my health before I ever get a proper parry in place to then go in there and do a good strike. And I just haven't gotten that rhythm down yet. And I think that's been like my biggest challenge, is that I wish there was a little bit more build up to like master the dodge piece of it before I like added in the parry. Like there's a lot of layers that they added in really quickly that I think I could have had a little bit more time to kind of perfect. Cause like I mean, one of them I died like twice, like 2 or 3 times.
Is
like
it
trying
because
to fight
you're not
the guy.
getting in like with like the Arkham games and the Spider-Man games where you actually get an indication on if you need to parry or not?
I mean, it could be some of that, because I mean, I thought about that, but I feel like I'm like the window of time to react to the parry is so small that I think that's the biggest challenge I run into. Yeah, because sometimes it's like they make a move to like stab or whatever, which is, you know, normal, but then other times they're like putting their hands up, or they're just moving to the side. Well, yeah, but like when they're doing the movement, like by the time I recognize that they're about to do an attack, like I'm pressing the button, but it's too late. Like they've already hit me at that point. And I'm having that happen a lot. So I'm just like, it's like I almost need to predict it more.
Yes.
But I don't know how to predict it, because I just can't. I mean, it's there doesn't seem like to be a consistency in the timing, which I mean is not. I mean, it's my own flaw in a sense, because it's like that's what real life is going to be like.
Yeah.
You know, if you're fighting a freaking dude, you know. But I just don't love it, because I want there to be more of a strategy to it, and I feel like it's like it's not strategic. It's just react. It's like it's based off of your reaction time.
Yeah.
Like you got to just be very quick to like react to it, and I just don't have good quick reflexes.
I just don't like the ones that you have to dodge because of the notification is so minute and small, because you'll get like it's the normal like red indication they're about to like hit you pretty hard and you need a dodge, you can't parry it. But it's so slight. It's so like a red tiny line, and you're like, oh fuck. That took me a minute to get used to on my third boss battle with that. So I don't know. I enjoy it. I just don't like the gunplay. Yeah, but that's my opinion.
I mean, I wish I could do some of the stuff too. Like, I wish I could do more with the. Like, I love that you can do like a stabby stab and like a swipe and stuff when you're in the knife fights, but you can't do that when you're just like have your knife out in regular combat. Yeah, it's just like a regular just swipe or whatever. And I kind of wish you could like kind of do that same like do a dodge and a parry and stuff like that, and kind of do like mini duels. I think it'd be kind of cool to add a little layer to the game.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
But like it's also hard because all these guys now run around guns. So but then there was that one battle where it's like that was what kind of like. The story was awesome up until this one point, and it's a small little nitpick, but like there's a guy that comes up to you with a shotgun in his hand, and he's like giving you his like the eyes or whatever, and then you pull out your switchblade and you look at him, it's like, we're gonna duel, and then he's like, yes, and he puts his gun down, he puts his shotgun down, and then he pulls out his knife, and then you fight and defeat him. I'm like, man, in real life, I feel like this guy would have just blasted him with a shotgun. You know what I mean? Like, it was just such a weird.
It's about honor, dude.
I know it is, but like, it was just funny to me because I'm like, man, just fucking blast a guy.
And just like a bad guy to monologue with a shotgun holding directly at you.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that aside, I mean, to your point too, like the gunplay, and a lot of the gunplay too is, I feel it's probably because like these guns are old, and it's intentionally like this is an old timey game, and like you're not going to be able to just like have precision fire every time you aim down your sights, on a gun, because you're using like an old school pistol that probably has massive recoil or whatever. So there's this thing where they have an auto aim feature where as you're like aiming down sights, your crosshair will center in on the person you're targeting, but it takes like 2 or 3 seconds to get there. So if you shoot, like if you just aim down sights and fire, your shot's going to go off to the left somewhere. So you're never going to hit. So you got to wait a second, but you're also exposed at that point, which means you can get shot, and you don't have a lot of health. So you got to be really careful with that. So that was really hard to get used to. And I eventually am getting it down, but I think it's appropriate. I just think for the time, I'm not used to that because it's old.
I kind of wish there was like, because Enzo is like a kid whenever he was in the salt mines. I would say like teenager-ish, kind of late teens. And I kind of wish there was a skill progression with the guns. Like you can finally eventually like get that snap-on reflex, just like they do with like Grand Theft Auto and all that jazz, where if you use the gun more often, you can home your skills a little bit. Right. That's what I was kind of hoping with this game, but I don't see it at all, and it's not doing that.
Did you ever buy any of the upgraded guns yet? From that lady at the shop?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because that's what I'm curious about, is maybe that will give you that.
Actually, I did. I bought a good pistol that has like 4 rounds in it, and it's pretty solid. But speaking about like the shop and stuff, a lot of people forget about because you wear this like necklace that gives you like bonuses and boosts to like passive skills, and then you can like change out the beads in order to like, I want to improve this skill and that skill. There's that as well, which is like super helpful, but there's no real like skill tree or anything. I don't think there was ever a skill tree in Mafia's games.
I think there was just
weapon improvements. So, and I don't see any. Only thing you can really like upgrade weapon wise is your knife. I think that's it.
I didn't know you could upgrade your knife. I thought you could just get new knives.
Well, yes, you can get new knives. That's
you can upgrade guns too, though. There's like if you go to the gun place, there's like better versions of the guns and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think so. Shit. Okay.
Not many, but there's like better versions of like a pistol and a shotgun and stuff like that. Not like there's like 2 or 3 basically. And then the horses and then the vehicles and stuff.
All right, I'm going to go back to Mafia 3 because I love how they did the guns. Because you can call a gun guy and he'll drive up in a van and you pick what gun you like.
I think they had that in 2 as well, actually. I think
that's so fucking good. But anyways.
Well, have you noticed that in this game? Like the little like weapon vendor like boxes before you go into a mission?
Yes.
Yeah. Like that was kind of interesting. I didn't notice that in the first couple of them, but I saw these boxes and I was like, what are these boxes for? And I realized it's for like, it's like the old school way, I guess, of swapping out your guns and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I actually don't mind the way that, like, I kind of like that there's not like a crazy skill tree. I do wish there was a way you can get better with your gun over time for using it.
Yes.
So you can find like, oh, like I really like using a shotgun. So the more you use a shotgun, the better the
accuracy is,
less
or like
wobbly it gets or whatever.
less recoil or some shit because you know how it shoots. I thought about using a pump action shotgun. I saw that in there.
Yeah, I think I just got one because when they open up the shop at the villa or whatever. Yeah, I bought one from there that I'm going to use for this next mission. So we'll see how it works.
I think I might try it out. But I like using the repeater.
Yeah,
repeater's pretty like accurate, and it's like it doesn't jump as much whenever you shoot it, but you do have to like hit them a couple of times.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, the combat is definitely like it feels like older school combat a lot of ways, like PS3, PS4,
PS3,
whatever
PS4
era and stuff like that. But there's part of me also, the more I play it, the more I'm like, it kind of fits the setting in a lot of ways of like it's kind of shitty shooting and the cars drive a little funky and stuff like that, which actually I think the cars,
I love driving
for
cars.
being like a shitty car with like shitty tires that are like 2 inches wide. I'm like, okay, the cars like feel really fun. Like I love the challenge of like going around a corner and you start drifting and shit because you just don't have good enough grip and everything. Like that's cool. And then like the horses is pretty fun too. Like having your horse and you have to spur your horse. Like horses, you can like spur them or whatever to get speed boosts and whatnot. It's just there's a lot of transportation opportunities in this that I think is nice. And you can upgrade your horse, you can upgrade your cars a little bit with like a little but it's just like basic upgrades.
Yeah.
But in a good way. Like I like that it's not overly, done.
Overly saturated.
Yeah.
It's not very complex, but I think what's really driving this game for a lot of people is just the story. The story, the actors in it, I think that is just putting you in this world. I mean, everything else is like Brett said, it just feels like a older, not like timepiece game, but an older gameplay system style game. It's very simplified.
Yeah.
So
it's like, I mean, I think this game is for if you want a really interesting story with a beautiful world, but are okay with like gameplay not so like feeling great. I think this game is worth. I mean, for $50, I think it would be worth picking up.
Is worth it.
Like it's some of the character animations like could use a little work, but like again, that world is so pretty, and the story and the voice acting is phenomenal. Like really, really good voice acting. Like I love every single character's voice in here. Cesare, that's his name. Yeah.
Did you run into any like game breaking glitches or anything?
Not yet, no.
Me either.
Yeah, no, it's been running, which is kind of insane. Also, I mean, we keep talking about that, but like, I mean, it's been running good. I was watching did you watch Donkey's video of this?
No.
Yeah, he posted a thing about it. He just posted stuff that wasn't like glitches in the game, but just like things that are kind of silly where it's like they tell you. It's funny how much similarity this is to Indiana Jones in a way. Because it's a stealth game, but like you're in third person versus first.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the things and mechanics you use is very similar to Indiana Jones. But like the glass bottle, for example, he was like making jokes about how you have these glass bottles you can pick up to like throw and distract players, but not every glass bottle can be picked up. Only certain ones that are marked as denoted as such. So he like went up to this barrel that had 4 of the same exact glass bottles on it, and he's trying to grab each one and none of them will pick up. He's like, what the hell is going on here? Why can't I pick this up? And it's just kind of funny where it's like, you want to be able to pick these things up and you just can't, And it also took me a while. I started seeing these bandages everywhere, and I was like, "Why can't I pick these up?" And I realized I can only hold 2.
Yep.
So that was
Which
interesting.
there's a bead that I found now I can hold 3.
Yeah.
So I equipped that bad boy, and plus I upgraded my my cross in general, where I can have 2 beads on there instead of 1.
Yeah.
And eventually you can upgrade it to have 3.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. The necklace thing is pretty smart.
yeah, I think that is a system that a lot of people forget about, to be honest, because I remember watching someone play through it, and he's just like, yeah, there's this bead system. I keep forgetting about it. It's very useful, but I don't use it.
Well, they don't do a good job of telling you like when you get something new, because like I'll open up the menu and I'll go to the charm section and see the little yellow marker up there, and I'm like, oh, I got something new, and I look, because I mean, whenever it pops up and you like loot stuff, it just shows like the same color text on the side. It's all white text. It's just like you got denarii or whatever the money is called, and then you got a coin or you get whatever, and then it will tell you like you got a charm probably, but it looks like everything else. So I just assume I'm just collecting money all the time, and turns out I'm actually collecting other things. So you got to check your charm menu.
Yeah, my big concern is like in game with this game, like you can find all the collectibles and they're pretty easy to find because once you're like in the open world part of it, you can zoom in all the way and you can see it on the map. But what sucks is you can't mark it to like drive to it, and it gives you like a waypoint of some sort, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Which that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of concerned with. I think I'm going to get burnt out on that part of it, trying to just accomplish everything.
Yeah.
But if they do that free ride mode and they have objectives in here and more gameplay, then I'll probably stick around with it afterwards.
I mean, so that's I guess the bigger question then. It's like, I mean, do we like, is this tightly focused game like better, or like is it? I mean, it sounds like you're more wanting the more open world kind of experience in these Mafia games. Than
I just like, well, here's the thing, right? Is like I'm coming off of Death Stranding too. I'm not coming off of it because I love that fucking game, and there's more stuff I can do after the game's done. But once this game is done, like
there's like no replayability.
There's no replayability. And I'm gonna get super bored just trying to find all these collectibles and get super annoyed.
Yeah.
If they even had, I don't know, they can have something, a little bit extra stuff in here.
I bet they're going to bring out a DLC for this game at some point. But I don't know. Like for me, like I'm at a point where I do wish there was a little bit more in the open world, like a couple of side quests. Yeah. Because there's not really any side quests in this game that I found so far.
There is. So like it's those white missions that pop
I mean I've had stuff with like Isabella, like right, like it's like a little tiny conversation with her. But
that's mostly what the side missions are. It's just like an extra dive into the story or whatever. It's nothing like substantial.
I think there could be because like you go to like one of the first missions you do in this game when you become like a servant of the dawn or whatever is you spend a day and just like go collect money from different people. And it's like you went to so many different types of people that you met with and interacted with, and I think it'd be really interesting for them to have little, like in Ghost of Tsushima, I remember they had like the side character quests you could do that were 4 side characters. It'd be kind of cool because you are part of the Dawn and you're like protecting, like your job is to protect, you know. It'd be kind of interesting if they had like little side quests that came out from those characters they introduced that evolve throughout the story, or just like pop up like 1 or 2 every once in a while.
And that's my thing. That's what I kind of want it to be, you know, is like not oversaturated like Ubisoft or Assassin's Creed game, but like just enough. Ghost of Tsushima had just enough where it kept me going. Yeah. And that's what I kind of want with this, and I think they can really do it. Yeah. And and to your point, I think that those missions will be great. Is like you go collect money and the guy's like, well, I had your money, but some bandits came and stole it. And you're like, well, I'll go protect you because that's my job. Let me go after these bandits to get my money. So,
yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I will say, like, I think they've definitely nailed the mob fantasy kind of experience here. I don't know if it has. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of staying power after like the story. You beat the story, and it's kind of like you're done with the game. But I think they really, I like that they went this direction with this prequel because like this is a setting that I don't think I've ever seen in a game before. Of like I've always seen mobster, like 1920s mobster, where you got the little like Tommy guns and like all that. Like to go back to this era in Sicily and like. It's just I haven't seen it before, and I think that's really cool that they were able to explore this. I mean, definitely some things that can be polished up and done better, but I mean, I'm glad it exists. You know,
same. I'm not disappointed in the purchase at all.
Yeah.
So at first, I thought it was going to be after I heard some bad things about it, but it's a solid game.
Yeah. Yeah.
8.5.
Yeah, I'd probably give it an 8. Oh, probably 7.5 actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like lower, but it's like it's not bad. You know. So. Cool. Well, that's Mafia the Old Country, everybody. If you want your mob fantasy in 1900 Sicily, check it out. $50 out now on all the platforms.